Hey guys, MC Stu here. I wanted to talk to you today about Tier 5 ships. We all got a Tier 5 voucher for free for some of the free goodies they were giving us over last week. And so I just wanted to go over just a couple basic things that might help you make the decision for which ship that you are going to get. And then I'll also show you which one that I got. I'm not going to tell you which one to get because that's going to entirely depend on you, what you like, how you're going to play, the build you want to do, and that kind of thing. So the main thing that when I was looking through this is the amount of console slots is kind of one of the big things that I noticed. There were some differences between the Tier 5s. This is even true in some of the Tier 6s, which is kind of a weird thing because to me that's some of the defining features of what makes a ship fall into the particular tier. Obviously Tier 6s will have starship traits, things like that, but in terms of just the ship itself, it's kind of strange that some of those vary a little bit. And I'll give you an example. So, the first thing you need to do is, how are you going to use the ship? What kind of build? Are you going to use it on multiple characters? So can it fit multiple roles potentially, depending on how you're going to build differently on those two characters? And I fell into that category. So that's something that I'll talk to you about here towards the end when I show you what ship that I went with. But the things you want to consider obviously is your bridge officer seating, the combination of particular console slots it has between the tactical science and engineering, turn rate, weapons loadouts, if it's a science build, obviously secondary deflector, those kinds of things. So when I was going through this, I really wanted to go with this ship. I love the way it looks. It's extremely cool. Just to be a fun ship to play with. It fit the two categories I was looking for the two tunes that will mainly be using the ship. Primarily, beam builds, those kinds of things. I also do some tanking with it, and it also has attract fire. So that is something that I could do on both of these tunes. One of them being more tank oriented, the other one being more DPS and beam oriented. And so I started to look at this ship and compare it to some of the other ships in here. And what I realized is that not all at the same price of Tier 5 ship have the same amount of console slots. And to me, that's a big deal. So this particular ship has 3 tactical, 4 engineering, and 2 science, which adds up to a total of 9 console slots. If we compare that to, say, the Scimitar class, this particular ship has 5 tactical, 2 engineering, and 3 science slots, so a total of 10. 1 console slot does make a big difference on your builds and gives you a lot more flexibility, especially when you look at what they've been continually adding to the game over time, and most recently with ship upgrades and the X upgrade, is you can take one of these Tier 5 ships and minus the specialization seating and a starship trait, it essentially could be a miracle worker ship, if you will, a stock one. So with your starship upgrade, you can take that ship to having 11 console slots, and with the X upgrade, you can then take that ship up to having 12 console slots. So if you bring that all the way to the end, and if you were to go, say, with the assault cruiser instead of the Scimitar, that's going to be obviously that 1 console difference, but a difference between 11 and 10. And when you really start stacking those up, that 1 console slot can make a big difference. So it really just kind of comes down to bang for buck. So when you're looking through this, you want to kind of narrow down what kind of build are you doing, the seating, and there's quite a few to pick from when you start narrowing that down. And then you want to take a look at those console slots and pick the one that has 10 as opposed to 9. You're just going to get more out of it. It's the bottom line there. So I just wanted to pass that on. I know I'd ran into it before, but I hadn't given it much thought. And so when I went to select the ship, I almost purchased this before I realized that, kind of browsing through some of the other ones. And I would have been a little bummed out if I had got this ship, although I do like it and I still would have played with it and had fun. But I would have been a little bummed out knowing that I could have got essentially a better ship with more console slots on it. So let's beam up and we'll take a look at the one that I went with. And again, I went with this ship because it fits 2 of my tunes. One of them is more of a DPS, beam overload. And this particular tune that I'm on right now does more of tanking, although currently I have the ship set up for more of kind of a DPS kind of layout. So I put a phaser build on it. I went with the Odyssey Tactical, and I do intend on upgrading it. I do have an upgrade and an X upgrade, but I didn't want to do it prior to making the video here. So this is my free-to-play. I have some halfway decent gear. I threw all this on it, did one run last night, and was able to do just over 100K. I think it was like 109K, the beam overload build, which isn't too bad. With a little more dialing in, probably bump that up even more. I currently have the captain actually spec'd out to science. I know he's kind of all over the place, but on this free build, I like to really kind of experiment. So it is what it is. But if we do that ship upgrade and we also do the X upgrade, there's no reason, you know, we wouldn't be scratching 200K. This was my main account with all the Lobby gear that I have on my main account. We could easily do over 200K, no problem. So that free, you know, tier 5 ship they gave you, if you pick, you know, the right one for you, the right one with, you know, the most console slots, the 10, and you do the upgrades, it easily can be a end game ship. I mean, shoot, this ship, I did an ISA pug run and did twice what everybody else did in a tier 5 ship non-upgraded. And, you know, my gear is pretty decent, but it's certainly not the best. So even the tier 5 ship by itself, you know, can hang in game as long as you're, you know, you're following the basics in terms of ship building and those kinds of things. So in any case, I think that covers all of it. I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments down there. I'm pretty good about responding. If you check out the social links I've put in the description, there's one to Discord there. We have a pretty decent community. We play fairly often, nightly. Sometimes we just hang out, but you're more than welcome to drop in there and chat with us, or if you'd like to just use the text channels, have questions on build stuff, there's a few people in there that can help you as well as myself. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe. We're on YouTube. I do stream on Twitch as well, mainly Saturday nights. So you can check me out there. The link will be in the description as well. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time.